The investigation into Charlie Kirk's assassination is also in sharp focus on Capitol Hill right now. I mentioned, and here it is now, that's a live look on the left side of your screen, FBI Director Kash Patel testifying in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee in an annual oversight hearing that was scheduled before Kirk's killing. That is worth mentioning. Because I know in some places this is being sold, oh, he was called up to the Hill. No, this is already on the schedule. And no doubt they're going to talk about it. Kash Patel is heaping praise on federal and local enforcement for the capture of the suspected assassin.
In your opinion, why do you think there haven't been riots after what happened to him like there was after George Floyd or the LA riots?
I think the conservatives probably control ourselves a little bit better than some of the Democrats who are not as radical.
I was very, very upset that someone's life was taken because they have a different opinion. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I mean, this was a great communicator, a great advocate for the right, for Republican causes. And he had such a great way of communicating with the students that agreed or disagreed with him. And I just thought about, it's a human being, a human life is gone. And he was a great father, a great husband, and I was thinking about his children. They will only be reading about him now, instead of him reading to them bedtime stories. I mean, it's just unbelievable of what is going on. So I was shocked when I saw this, as we all were.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
Yes. Okay. He's at the fourth stage of grief, construction. Demolition, construction. This is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns a goldfish, okay?
I'm going to ask you about this Rutgers report.
Good morning.
On the Network Contagion Research Center. This is their conclusion, okay? Users online are increasingly associating the memification of Luigi Mangione with calls for political violence against Elon Musk, President Trump, and others, reflecting the growing cyber-social presence of assassination culture. And Aisha, you have some findings that they have here on justification.
It's alarming, and I want to put this up here. This is a justification for murder of Elon Musk and Donald Trump. And you'll see here, they found that when it came to the left of center, 50% thought that it was justified to murder Elon Musk, 56% for President Trump. I mean, the numbers are just incredible, jaw-dropping here.
So Bluesky saw this and they put out a statement. They said glorifying violence or harm violates Bluesky's community guidelines. We review reports and take action on content that celebrates harm against anyone. Violence has no place in healthy public discourse, and we're committed to fostering healthy, open conversations. With that, we give you a jumping off point to analyze what they've concluded, Mark.
Yeah, remember when everyone went to Bluesky because they wanted to leave the toxic culture of X? Well, it turns out they jumped into a swamp. I mean, look, I keep hearing that we have a political violence problem in America. I'm the first one to call out my own side when they deserve it, but we don't have a political violence problem in America. We have a left-wing political violence problem in America.
I might be getting canceled for this, but I'm kind of pissed off. Anyway, I'm a senior in college and I'm in international public relations, and I was told to read chapter 8 this week of International Public Relations, Negotiating Culture, Identity, and Power. I'm reading, I just opened it up to chapter 8 about 5 minutes ago. I've been sitting here in awe. Chapter 8 is titled Contested Identities Shifting Publics in a Globalized World. I'm going to read you what I just read and where I stopped. I think it's the second sentence, maybe the third. Identity may be one of the most contentious words of the new millennium. An internet search produces the following modifiers for identity: corporate, sexual, digital, public, racial, national, brand, and even Christian. A US-based white supremacist group. I'm pissed. So I would just like to say that as a Christian, if you're reading this and you're not a Christian and you're in college, I am not a white supremacist. So can we cancel these authors? Or are we going to cancel me?
That is completely false. I have never called Republicans Nazis.
Everything that he has done has been tearing down constitutional democracy. And that's what happened in Nazi Germany. It doesn't take very long to tear apart a constitutional republic. Indeed, the Nazis did it in 53 days. And our democracy is almost as fragile. And we're seeing it right now. The dangers that we saw in Nazi Germany, especially in the earliest days of Nazi Germany, are the dangers that we need to react to now. If we don't, things will get much, much worse. And so we've got to raise alarm bells to everybody. It's a 5-alarm fire, everyone.
We have seen an alleged murder with such specific text messages about the alleged murder weapon, where it was hidden, how it was placed, what was on it, but also it was very touching in a way that I think many of us didn't expect. A very intimate portrait into this relationship between the suspect's roommate and the suspect himself, with him repeatedly calling his roommate who is transitioning calling him my love, and I want to protect you, my love. So it was this duality of someone who the attorney said not only jeopardized the life of Charlie Kirk and the crowd, but was doing it in front of children, which is one of the aggravating circumstances of this case. And on the other hand, he was, speaking so lovingly about his partner. So a very interesting and, as Pierre said, riveting press conference, David.
It was.
What we have a deranged leftist political violence problem, and sadly, acceptance of it too. The justifications and the alarming stats and poll percentages, I mean, granted, I'm not the only one who saw right through this, but this was taken from Bluesky. So I'm not sure how there are results from right of center respondents. Because if you're on Bluesky, you're anything but. However, justification beyond self-defense and stand your ground is just mind-blowing, and their actions continue to perplex me. And now, moving on to the latest breaking news, Tyler Robinson's transgender partner and roommate, Lance Twiggs, zesty as hell, shared a series of chilling text messages with law enforcement. Apparently his love for Robinson isn't as strong, perhaps. And I'm going to have more of that. I'm going to share it with you guys at the end of this video. So stay tuned if you want to see it. I do want to say thank you. Thank you all for now crossing the 238,000 subscriber mark today. And we're going to continue talking and having this dialogue, these conversations, and exposing the truth, the hypocrisy, and that truth being the lies and misrepresentation and the redefining of terms by the left to trick and persuade the less intelligent folks of society to believe that we here, us on the right, that we are Nazis. Did you hear that from J.B. Pritzker? We are racist. We are engaging in hate speech, and they're not. And me personally, I'm an Uncle Tom whenever I talk about Trump, but whatever. Come on, guys. Give me a freaking break. This is absolute bull crap. Be that as it may, we must press on. Stand tall together. And please share these videos and the message. Just get the word out. We need more transparency. We need to amplify our voices. This is huge, folks. We are Charlie Kirk. And how dare the media try and make it seem as if the alleged, which it's a shame we have to clarify that each and every time we refer to the shooter who stole away the life of an epic man, a father, a husband, a son, a conservative patriot, and a freaking force at that. But tell me, guys, I know I sure don't, but who gives a flying rat's ass about this trans-loving lunatic? I mean, he confessed and his lover is spilling all the tea and providing the receipts. He should only be so fortunate to beg and plead for the maximum sentence and death penalty. Put down in a similar fashion would be just, but we are not savage beasts. We are not animals. I will say that staying current on these breaking news stories and these updates and digging to find the truth does take a toll on me. I'm not going to lie, folks, but I know this is for a damn good reason, and your appreciation hasn't gone unnoticed. Thank you. Like, comment, share, subscribe, reach out, help this video go viral. All of them, please. Reach out and connect our friends and contact our friends, connect with and contact our friends at Chapter for Medicare Savings to be uncovered for you and your loved ones over the age of 65. And don't waste money throwing it away and down the drain any longer than you have to. And as promised, I want you guys to watch as the Utah County DA District Attorney reads the full text message exchange between Charlie Kirk's assassin and his transgender boyfriend / roommate after committing the murder. Allegedly. And I need to add this in because it's just crazy to think that these text messages reveal that the alleged murderer, assassin, depending on however you want to describe him. I'm not sure either one is better than the other, but let's give Charlie Kirk his the honor he deserves. His assassin was tired of Charlie Kirk's hatred. And so the left woke mind virus then logically says the only way to overcome being tired of someone's hate is to inflict the most amount of hate possible through violence and killing him. Make that make sense. And be sure, as always, to leave your comments, leave your thoughts, opinions, and questions down below, and anything you would like to add to this conversation. Take care. Please. Have a good night. And God willing, I'll see you all right back here again tomorrow.
The roommate. Police interviewed Robinson's roommate, a biological male who was involved in a romantic relationship with Robinson. The roommate told police that the roommate received messages from Robinson about the shooting, and he did provide those messages to police. On September 10th, 2025, the roommate received a text message from Robinson which said, "Drop what you're doing. Look under my keyboard." The roommate looked under the keyboard and found a note that stated, quote, "I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it." Police found a photograph of this note. The following text exchange, then took place. After reading the note, the roommate responded, "What? You're joking, right?"
Robinson, I am still okay, my love, but am stuck in Orem for a little while longer yet. Shouldn't be long until I can come home, but I gotta grab my rifle still. To be honest, I had hoped to keep this secret till I died of old age. I am sorry to involve you. Roommate, you weren't the one who did it, right? Robinson, I am. I'm sorry. Roommate, I thought they caught the person. Robinson, no, they grabbed some crazy old dude, then interrogated someone in similar clothing. I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, but most of that side of town got locked down. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering. Roommate, why? Robinson, why did I do it? Roommate, yeah. Robinson, I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. If I am able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully they have moved on. I haven't seen anything about them finding it. Roommate, how long have you been planning this? Robinson, a bit over a week, I believe. I can get close to it, but there is a squad car parked right by it. I think they already swept that spot, but I don't want to chance it. Robinson again, I'm wishing I had circled back and grabbed it as soon as I got to my vehicle. I'm worried what my old man would do if I didn't bring back Grandpa's rifle. IDEK if it's had a serial number, but it wouldn't trace to me. I worry about Prince. I had to leave it in a bush where I changed outfits. Didn't have the ability or time to bring it with. I might have to abandon it and hope they don't find Prince. How the F will I explain losing it to my old man? Only thing I left was the rifle wrapped in a towel. Remember how I was engraving bullets? The F in messages are mostly a big meme. If I see notice bulge UWU on Fox News, I might have a stroke all right. I'm going to have to leave it. That really effing sucks. Judging from today, I'd say Grandpa's gun does just fine, IDK. I think that was a $2K dollar scope. Wink, wink. Robinson again. Delete this exchange. Again, Robinson. My dad wants photos of the rifle. He says Grandpa wants to know who has what. The feds released a photo of the rifle, and it is very unique. He's calling me, RN. Not answering. Robinson. Since Trump got into office, my dad has been pretty diehard MAGA. Robinson, I'm going to turn myself in willingly. One of my neighbors here is a deputy for the sheriff. Again, you are all I worry about, love. That came from Robinson. Roommate, I'm much more worried about you. Robinson, don't talk to the media, please. Don't take any interviews or make any comments. If any police ask you questions, ask for a lawyer and stay silent. The search for Robinson